what's going on. So I wanted to make a video. Turn sideways. About how they're trying to kill us. If you already didn't know. And while there may be disputes amongst communities and maybe countries, governments, whatever it is, there's not really any wars going on. I mean, there's micro wars, and like I said, there's many disputes between people, certain people, because whatever reason, which at the end of the day, it's pretty much bullshit anyway. The war is against ourselves, and the people, the higher elite, are using us or other people as puppets and making us fight ourselves and go against ourselves. And they don't even show their face. And it's pretty much a silent war on how they do it. Or like someone like me, I'm 24, and a lot of people are younger. There's younger generation, and things are turning. But a lot of these people are so young, and they were never told the truth, and then they were told lies. And a lot of them got disease. A lot of people get diseases, don't come out, don't have natural births, not in a natural place with nature, separated, and they're just confined in this box. So they're just so far from nature, these people, and then when you come into this life, you don't know anything, and this brings in a lot of manipulation, the control, and the way the power is used. Again, it's more of a silent war, because how they're using it against us. And of course, I haven't been all over the world and haven't seen every place and what's going on, and everyone's going to have different views, but the war is definitely against ourselves, and we're all pretty much in a prison, in an economic system. We're all confined in a box, and a lot of people feed off of negativity, and that's how they make money, is pretty much doing negative things or repulsive things, or things that go against humanity, being humane, and going against nature, and just how they feel about things. Ways that they're trying to kill us silently, there's a bunch of ways, like, and there's some ways that we've overcame, but there's a bunch of new ways. A lot of it is in the form of technology, and it's a lot of it we can't see. You know, we got chemtrails, one of them, Wi-Fi, electronic devices, you know, think just radiation. And then they got chemicals and toxins, chemicals, heavy metals, which are in the air. And it's just stuff we can't necessarily see, along with like the Wi-Fi. And I want to say, I didn't want to make this a depressing video, but at the same time, I just want to come out with the truth and let people know. And again, they're making people stupid, they're making them dumb down. Another way is get their food, because we're so disconnected from nature. The food that we're being given is, well, for the most part, is all of it's bullshit, and all of it's slave food, or it's genetically modified. It's not real, or it's filled with antibiotics and toxins and hormones. And again, the animals, even the animals, some of them, they're diseased. They're not eating their natural diet. They're filled with toxins. They're not even treated right. They're not wild. And people are just so disconnected from the animals. They're not even hunting it for themselves. I'm not either. But they're not hunting it for themselves. There's a middleman between getting pretty much any of your food. And it's just ridiculous. Again, there's just a lot of disconnection between everything, and they're killing us silently through radiation, the Wi-Fi, vaccines, unnatural diet. They're making us dumbness down and weak. They're segregating whites and blacks, Asians, whites the minority, and so forth and so on. They're taking over everybody's land for what? Just they're subsidizing farms all around. Well, pretty much every farm. I don't know. I just know most of them are subsidized, which means they're on government control, basically. Pretty much what it means. And they control the money. But more so, I realize over time, it's more about the food we eat, because that's what they're really controlling. When you can control someone's food source, then you can take their life, any life. That's food source is number one, because then people can't fight, they can't think, and they go crazy. Hospitals are insane, or insane prisons. Along with like the mental institutions, every mental problem, it's because we're confined in a box and not connected to nature, and also because people are doing too many drugs and drinking too much alcohol, and it's their diet. That's how you get fucked up mentally. You don't just get fucked up mentally. It doesn't really happen like that. I mean, some things can happen in your life, but if your diet's correct, then you're pretty much going to make decisions in your control. A lot of people are out of control. They can't control themselves because their diet. And then pretty much we're being controlled by the governments, or, you know, the people above them that set the governments in place. And it's just not a real and authentic life. And I don't care what no one says. I mean, obviously this is my opinion, but it's not really genuine. I mean, I haven't been to other countries and stuff, but even the connections people make with you and you see everyday life, they're not there to they don't really care about you. And not saying that they have to, but just like your neighbors, you don't even know your neighbors, depending where you live, I guess. They don't care about you. They never come outside. They're always either always inside or always gone. You never see them outside. Like I said, I'm not trying to make this depression video. I just want to make it that they're out there to kill us. They really are. Some people, I mean, it can all be a joke and whatever, but on more serious tone, more serious matter, even though life is a joke, and we can overcome things, but they're out here to control us and manipulate us to go against ourselves. You know, the police really ain't shit. I mean, you could say the military, okay, that's a step up, but there's even people above that, you know what I mean? But when you get to the military, I guess it's more of a big matter. But the police, you know, they're just here to if you look at the police and look at a fireman and paramedics, you don't see people in ambulance going around to see if there's people hurt or people injured. Someone makes a call and then they come. I understand these people are bored of shit. The firemen don't go looking for fires. You know, a plumber don't go looking for clogged toilets and clogged sewers. Someone calls them and tells them that's going on. A policeman goes and looks and hides and crevices and cracks to see when people are doing something that's not in the regulation or rule, which is completely, utterly stupid. And they're arresting people over this, and it's just bizarre. Just these people creeping up, and, you know, no wonder why they fear the cops or whoever. Even whether they fear it or not, you know what I mean? There's people just sitting there waiting for something to happen. Then you got all the surveillance. I'm just saying, cops, why are cops going out to look for crime? They're going to look for crime. Firefighters don't go look for fighters, you know what I mean? Plumbers don't go look for clogged toilets. And ambulance definitely don't go look for injured people. They get calls. Maybe in a blue moon, they might, a coincidence that an ambulance goes past somebody who's having a seizure or something. But they're not doing that on a daily basis. And it's just quite ridiculous in every form and shape. And the ways they're trying to injure us through diet, the Wi-Fi, the radiation, the chemicals in the sky, the toxins in your food, the unnatural diet, confining us, disconnecting us from reality, and just making everything unaffordable and dividing us and separating people for ethnicity reasons, political, and, you know, equity or economic between people, if they're rich or poor. That's like a big way to separate people too. Sorry, this egg didn't crack how I want it to crack. But it's just like a whole trap and scheme, the whole part of it. It's way worse than I ever thought it was. Because I knew it was bad before. But then when I got sick, I realized how much worse it really is. Well, more sicker than I ever was. And it's so fucked up. Because like you got like old people who, you know, I'm not saying that they give up, but they're closed-minded, you would say, and not open to seeing things. And what I mean by that is, like, you know, they're stuck in their ways. They're not going to try to heal their body and do this and that and see what's really going on, especially if they've been following the system. And once they're indoctrinated in it, they don't see it outside. And a lot of people just go and play the games and have no clue what's going on and wonder why they're premature aging. You know, people are supposed to live. You don't degenerate. That's not a thing. You know what I mean? Degeneration's probably one of the biggest myths when it comes to when you see people degenerating. That's not supposed to happen. I'm like, yeah, you might get old, but look at, like, if you go in the wild and look at animals, any animal, tell me when you see an old bird, you couldn't really see that. You can't really see that at all. An old lion or an old gorilla, he pretty much looked the same all his life. He don't degenerate. These people are degenerating. That's why they're dying early. It's not like you know, they're not just, these older people are degenerating. They're not, then they're dying because of degeneration. They're not dying because a natural cause. They're not dying of old age. I don't believe in old. You know, we're supposed to live a lot longer than you actually think. And it's whether you believe it or not, people live far into the hundreds, all the way up, even far past 100, way far past it. And people are just lying to you, or you never heard about it, and they're just covering it up. They don't want you to know, because everyone's confined in this box. They're not giving you information. You know, they want everybody to search for truth and this and that. It's just like a whole bunch of nonsense. You've been lied to your whole life, pretty much everything. And then you have the media, and then just like, especially like music, it's just like, it's so indoctrinating in people. Like, it's one thing if you know it, but it's a whole it's mostly the whole audience for anybody, for anything, is always children. They're always going after the children, which that's so messed up. They're not getting fed. They're getting fed bullshit all their life. They're getting bred with diseases, hitting with vaccines, not having natural births, having C-sections because the doctors don't want to wait around, which is bullshit. Their mamas and dads' sperm is, I mean, it's just crippling. It's not, yeah, they may have a kid, but, you know, your kid's not supposed to come out deformed. Your kid's not supposed to come out with one leg. He's not supposed to come out mentally retarded. Our natural state of being is healthy all the fucking time, and happiness. That coincides. People aren't happy because their health isn't there. If you don't have energy, you probably won't have health. And and then you won't have happiness. It's not like some meditation thing that you have to do. It's nonsense. That's just bullshit. That's if you want to do that. You shouldn't. If your diet's not right and your health's not right, you think meditation's gonna bring you to a state of happiness? I mean, it might, but that's not the underlying cause. You're just missing it. Like, all these people everyone's so full of shit. Like, so full of shit. It's so unbelievable. It's gotten so worse. Like, I knew about the economics and the slavery, but the slavery, it is over money, but it's more so over food and not being allowed to access your food. The food that you're meant to eat, which is, like, you can call it whatever you want. For me, it's animals. We eat animals all day. It definitely has to be. There's no question about it. There just is none. There really isn't. I mean, and that's just me personally. You want to do you, do you. And I have nothing wrong with that. And you can think whatever you want to think, but when it comes down to it, if we're living in the wild, or if any stories, everyone always ate animals. There's not, whether, yeah, you can feel bad about it personally and maybe try to avoid it and go against it, but it's bullshit. Go eat some raw meat and tell me what you think about it. I bet you any money, if you eat raw meat, things will start clicking and you'll feel better. You can do whatever you want. And I just wanted to go over the poisons that we're getting fed. The vaccine, they're Monsanto spraying all these chemicals on us. Bayer, whatever you want to call it. Sorry, there's a lot of flies on me. I got just when I go into the yard, like right before the sun went down, there was just a lot of freaking fleas and all over the fucking place. And it's just like so ridiculous, and no one's being told the truth. There's so much information out there because the media and the TV and the phones, and it is a great connection. It can be, it can be definitely vital, but the thing is, at the end of the day, especially when you're younger, it's manipulating and brainwashing. Like 99% of it is, 99% of people, 9 out of 10, there are, we'll just say, unknowledged and don't know about things, have no clue what's going on, which can be a benefit, because when you do know things, that's when you really start to go crazy. So that's why some people get called crazy and go do ballistic things, whatever that may be. And because the media, just think, if we we were fine with it before, we never needed it. It's like it's a whole jail cell system of connection, of turbulence to control us. It really is. Yes, there's benefits and we can break loopholes, and that is to advantage, but for the mainstream, it's just controlling and manipulating and, demonizing these people and dehumanizing, acting inhumane, and it's just crazy. I just really can't believe all this, and I hope everyone, takes consideration, at least my view and some of the things I'm saying, and let me know how you feel. If you have any input, I'm sure there'll be a lot on this. It's just like we were fine before, and yeah, there might be I'm not the bad definitely outweighs the good, and whatever you want to say that as, power, money, economics, the technology, it's bad and good, but for the most part, it's more negative than bad. I mean, negative than positive, and you can view that however you want, but it's more controlling and manipulating. And just again, like, a lot of the sequence of events that go on, especially through the screen, which a lot of people get their knowledge and watching TV and news, it's all a lie and it's all a manipulation. And I don't know if you can hear the AC in the background. Well, it's central air, which just cools the whole house basically. But all these loud noises, let's talk about these loud noises everywhere. You got just cars, trucks, motorcycles, airplanes, helicopters, trains, ACs, fridge running, uh, it, of course, if you live isolated in a farm, you're not going to hear this, but for the most part, everybody hears this all the time. You know, it's just like, it's way too much of a stimulus for people. The average person, this is way too much. You know, this is way too much going on. We have cell phones going off. We have the radiation. It's just quite ridiculous. It really is. You know, this is, this really is an unnatural way of living. I mean, we can take advantage of it and do the best we can. Yeah, that's pretty much all I want to say about this video. Just a whole slew of things, you know. I could touch on like the medication, the toxins they put in our water. It's not natural anyway to go through all these pipes, and it's ruining the chemistry of the water. It's going into you. You know, they're putting fluoride, which is just aluminum, just heavy metals in the water, and just runoff of pesticides and everything. They're poisoning the plants, the fruits, you know, the air, and chemicalizing everything. They're sterilizing us to zap us of everything. I mean, this is just quite ridiculous. Sorry, I was seeing who this was. If I knew someone's coming. No, I just wish the best for everyone. Let me know how you feel, and maybe get the message out about the food and alert people and let go. Some people just, you know, I feel for some people because they won't even go. They don't even want to hear this, and people don't even want to discuss this because this isn't popular. This isn't mainstream. This isn't gonna kill you. This is to help you, which they don't want to help you at all. Hospitals don't want to help you. The government doesn't want to help you. They give a fuck about you. I wish you the best. Thanks for tuning in. Check out some of my other videos. Subscribe. Give me a like. You know, let me know how you feel below. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. If you have any requests, let me know too. It'd be cool to hear them. Probably gonna try to sleep here. I think it's like a full moon out tonight. Full moon like right over there. Maybe we'll flip the camera. Oh yeah, it actually looks pretty cool, I guess. And there's the street light there. There's a lot of ambience too, which, you know, could keep people up. That's a full moon for sure. It actually looks better on the phone. Yeah, you know, things start to change on the full moon. I'm starting to feel it. Yeah, those eggs were fucking tasty. I haven't had eggs in a while. I'm probably gonna get some more. Those are so fucking good. I also had some raw milk over there. Fucking, we'll throw it in the video too. Yeah, this is like the fucking best A1 milk, but it's actually A2, definitely. But I mean, A1 is just good, but it's A2. It's raw, of course. Then we got these pasture-raised eggs. But yeah, hope everyone enjoys this video. Spread the word, spread the message. Much love to everyone. Let's raise awareness. Let's revolt. Let's fight back. Let's talk to the ones that matter. Let's rise up for one another. Let's appreciate the small things. Let's bring love into our lives. It's hard to love someone, or hard to love at all, especially self. That's where it starts first. But if you aren't healthy, it's hard to do that and hard to see the truth. So let's bring awareness and let's teach one another, all of our brothers and sisters. Let's be one and not against, and let's help each other thrive, not just survive. And build a community where we can rely and trust one another and communicate and be sociable and have fun. Let's talk about have fun.